Hi, I'm James Farmer, and I want to share with you my camellia story. Growing up as a child in the Deep South, I was enthralled with the garden and with nature. One plant in particular, the camellia, became a significant part of my heritage. Whether it was in towns like my grandmother's hometown of Bainbridge, Georgia, or in my garden in Middle Georgia, the camellia became such an integral part of my foundation, of the knowledge that I learned, not only from my grandparents, but also from my garden experiments. You see, the camellia became a part of my heritage and legacy, whether it was learning the difference between the doubles and the single blossoms from my great-grandmother, or watching my grandmother snip the beautiful petals and take these blossoms and float them in silver bowls for her entryway. The camellias became a part of my daily life. For half the year, their blossoms graced our gardens, and it was then that I realized that I want camellias a part of my life. I want my generation to be educated and entertained and also enriched by what the camellia can bring. That's what the camellia does for me. It enriches my life, and it gives me a legacy tied to my grandparents from a southern garden. The epitome of grace and elegance, a camellia blossom is quintessential and nostalgic. The winter's rose of the southern garden, rare and unique and full of ephemeral beauty. From the purest of whites to pinks, reds, corals, blushes, and every shade, tint, and hue in between, words for color can become amiss when describing the colors of a camellia blossom. Now is the time to bestow, to educate, and to endow the coming generations with the richness of a life graced by camellias. The story of the American Camellia Society is the history of many generous members and contributors who, over the years, have built personal legacies through gifts to the ACS. As current members, we are the direct beneficiaries of their visionary philanthropy. We owe them our gratitude and appreciation.
We are one of the few flower societies that have a staff with gardeners, an executive director, and an office staff to maintain and run the American Camellia Society. We want to grow. We want to build a conservatory, and we have received an endowment to help us do that. But one endowment will not keep the American Camellia Society alive. It is very important that the American Camellia Society be a very viable horticultural society in the United States for years to come.
We will also invite you to create your own legacy. We've already begun plans to celebrate the Society's 70 years of service to members and clubs, as well as 70 years of shared camaraderie. The future of the American Camellia Society will be written by far-sighted and loyal contributors like you, who value the mission of the ACS and believe in the importance of investing now.
Every large botanical garden that you see has some sort of endowment. There's nice gardens, but they all have a nice endowment to support them. And that's what ACS needs here at Massey Lane. We need an endowment that's appropriate to support Massey Lane.
Money is important, and we need it, but we have to earn it. And we do that by maintaining our high standards of what we give and what we provide to the public. And if we have a reputation as being a very outstanding organization, the money will come.
The endowment for ACS is the lifeline of ACS.
Ongoing conversations with ACS leaders and major contributors have helped the Society focus on a range of priorities and pinpoint the investments most critically needed for the Society to achieve its immediate and long-term goals. The American Camellia Society has received its largest gift ever, a $4.8 million bequest from the estate of Mr. Leon Silver, camellia enthusiast and generous supporter of ACS. In anticipation of the organization's 70th anniversary in 2015, ACS leadership is embarking on a campaign to equal every dollar of this pace-setting and transformative gift and raise $9.6 million by 2015. When I think about these flowers and these gardens, I'm filled with hope. Hope not only for my generation, but for the generations to come. Hope that their gardens, too, will be filled with camellias, filled with these symbols of everlasting beauty. I'm James Farmer, and thank you for joining me today in the garden.